basically I started as a software engineer, as everyone of us, I guess, are doing it on the daily basis, and most of the audience came to this kind of such an amazing conference. And I started as a software engineer focused on enterprise development, Spring applications, etc., etc. And after all, I decided and understood that I like kind of reactive way. I found it really useful and from a performance and from the resource usage. And I started learning this technology. Started with RxJava, of course. Then I saw a new project, maybe it was 3 years ago, Project Reactor, and new beginnings of kind of integration of Project Reactor and Spring Framework. And I started learning that, contributing to Project Reactor because I found it a little bit of buggy at the first stages, so I decided to help them to improve the community. And afterwards I started talking about this solution and kind of preach it to the world, because I truly believe that reactive technology is somewhat really amazing and can solve lots of problems and can improve and kind of decrease the number of spans on the servers and infrastructure that we could run in the cloud. And of course, today cloud is really expensive. That's why I care that how many money can solve any company, for example, using this technology. And today I'm working for Netify, where I'm absolutely focused on reactive technology. We are building protocol RSocket, and we are building one of the implementations, RSocket Java, and of course supports all of available implementations in different languages. So as I told in my presentation during my talk, the main benefits is of course of RSocket is efficient resource usage. Because comparing to HTTP2, to HTTP1, for example, and because most of the browsers still communicates between a browser and server using HTTP1, and there is only a few communication models, which is not efficient. The main idea is to provide some really efficient and high-performant communication and protocol for that. So basically, it's kind of a replacement of HTTP2 that is a little bit of old, and it evolves really slowly. That's why one of my colleagues, who was and all of my kind of most part of my company and our C-level holders, our CTO and CEO created this, and CTO created that protocol when they were at Netflix, because for their need, you know, Netflix produces lots of traffic, and it's important to really efficiently kind of use all of their infrastructure, because this is lots of money per year. This is why they decided to create another protocol, because on the other hand, they heard about gRPC, they tried it, because this is another kind of framework that can solve part of the HTTP problems, because it's built on top of HTTP2 and it's really efficient as well. But for their needs, for their use cases, because at Netflix, you know, they have lots of services which communicates between each other. It provides lots of chains and pipelines, and it's important to preserve stability of whole of ecosystem. And unfortunately, gRPC can't solve also back pressure problem. So RSocket was designed exactly for that at Netflix, to solve HTTP, to provide better and efficient resource usage by using only one connection and efficient message sending, by providing real reactive streams back pressure, and in that way provides real application protocol that solves most of the everyday and Netflix's problems. We are doing our best to make RSocket as a standard, so we are planning to put RSocket maybe in a year or maybe earlier to W3C standard kind of group, and we are planning to standardize that protocol. That's our plan, so we are planning to support it. For now, RSocket protocol itself is still under the development. We are waiting for a few more improvements until we release the first major version of this protocol. The future, lots of companies, and the most important, huge companies supports RSocket as a protocol. Facebook supports this protocol, so part of the development team from Netflix decided to go to Facebook and decided to implement and to put RSocket on their infrastructure, and they use, for example, Facebook supports RSocket CPP and RSocket GS for now. For us, it's important to support Java version of RSocket, because this is kind of huge Java. It's a huge ecosystem. That's why it's important to also provide a really good and high performant version of the framework. And also recently to us joined Alibaba and Pivotal, because they are also interested in high performance and really efficient kind of implementation of protocol or networking protocol, which allows to solve lots of problems for them as well. And yeah, on the other hand, Pivotal is one of the kind of Project Reactor was developed at Pivotal. That's why our project is built on top of it, because Project Reactor is really efficient, also kind of library for doing reactive streaming and all of these functional and reactive transformations. Yeah, this is pretty great conference. I haven't had a chance to enjoy, of course, the beach, unfortunately, but I'm planning to have a walk today, maybe later. In general, the conference is really good. Everything is pretty amazing, so I enjoy it. Thank you for invitation. What is the most important?